everyone. I'm Jade Morinth, and I have with me Jojo, who is in my
Hey.
guild. That's him from Imperial Fist, and we are starting a YouTube series featuring the game Panilla Saga, which we both enjoy a lot. Um, in playing Panilla Saga, we have noticed a few things that one of the most popular questions in Panilla Saga by new players is they come in to, especially the official Discord or in their guild chat or in global chat, and they'll say, "Hey, what team should I use?" And that's the very common question, and we wanted to address that. Many players agree that Anastasia as a hypercarry is the way to go, at least early on, but is that actually the most efficient? Border Council still seems to reign supreme in endgame as the best faction, and the duo of Roland with Oliver, also known as Rolliver, make Alliance a popular endgame team as well. So is the progression speed given by Anna worth it if you end up waiting to build your mid and endgame faction teams? What about Temple and Abyss heroes? They're widely considered to be a paying player's luxury, with Skolgol particularly championed heavily in the official Discord. Is it perhaps worth focusing on one of those characters early? They give really good bonuses, very powerful. It seems to us there's very little comparative data to go on, though. In general, players use how they leveled as the basis for the advice they give, and while that's not necessarily bad, Joe and I thought it would be helpful to try and collect data for everyone in the community to use. So our idea was to each start a couple of new accounts, free to play, and test out various leveling and progression methods. We'll be recording and uploading updates for the accounts twice a week to start with, along with some discussion on what we're seeing, with the end goal hopefully being to have some really solid foundation for new players to build on in this game. So I'll start with my first team that I'm going to be playing and building is going to be sort of our control team. The Anna is hyper carry. And as you can see, I'm going to actually jump back here. You can see I've named this account Anna Unga Bunga. And my plan is to build, basically to build Anna as my hyper carry, focus on her to kind of give us the control. Like, okay, this is what most people recommend to do to get progression fast, because progressing in Journey when you start playing is the most important thing because you're unlocking new modes and rewards that make you more powerful overall. So, Joe, what is the first team that you're going to be doing here?
If you can see my wish list right now, I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
you can tell, but my first team is going to be a pure alliance comp, leaning heavily on Roland and Oliver and their synergies with each other. um, if I go back here, the name for this account is Trust in the Boys. Everything is going to go into Roland and Oliver at the start. Probably Roland. I think he's probably the safer of the two to kind of lean on. I think Oliver takes a lot of
Mm-hmm.
investment to get going and kind of relies on more of the synergies to actually be good. Um,
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
yeah.
So I guess I will show really quickly. Oh, I went backwards. Where's my wish list? There it is. So my wish list for the account, I'm gonna go because I'm doing the Anna control. I'm gonna do sort of the what I think is probably the best options. One is using Molly as a tank to go with Anna because, for one, you get 2 free Molly copies as part of your initial 7-day login bonus, and then also she just pairs really nicely. Um, and I think she's enough better than Saud or Bayo to be worth not having a full United Tribes comp. But I am gonna go with Delilah because uh, Leech is good for one thing, and for two, uh, definitely the just I want to get the faction bonus. I'm going with Hypnos as a mage for my another backliner, and then I'm actually going to try Haya because I think that I don't know if she's as good as Audrey overall in the in game, but I do think that her cat is going to really give me an advantage during the progression. I think that with her buffs and just having that basically almost an extra tank early on is going to give me a boost. And part of the thing we're going to do here is we're going to kind of, do our best to outpace the other as much as possible, given playtime constraints and things like that. So that's my plan for this account. And I am actually going to leave one space open. We're not 100% sure. We discussed this a little bit, but basically what it says is if you don't have contract slot is empty, it just gives you a random hero from the current pool. So I don't think it actually matters Um, because there's no reason with the new gallery, you don't really want to be sacrificing SR heroes. So I'm kind of hoping that this just means you'll get a random hero instead of a random fighter, but we'll see. It doesn't really tell you that I've seen because I've had blanks in my wish list on my main account. So, anyways, yeah, I think I'm gonna start and do my pre-select here. Yep, we're gonna perform 10 pre-summons.
Is there anyone but Anna you would accept in your first 10 pre-summons?
I mean, I'm pretty much gonna accept whoever, but it gave me the heroes are not obtained directly. So you can I can't remember how this works. You can re-roll basically, right?
Yeah,
And
you
you summon
roll
you keep
10.
summoning and then you pick one to keep. That's right. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna go through. We got a Uramasa. I wish this was my other account. A Hydra. Oh come on, game. You're trolling me.
That is kind of a risk. We've kind of set these accounts up for one thing, but um, obviously a real person would be flexible and use what they're given.
True.
Or not, I don't know. Maybe a real person would be just as picky as we are.
So we've got yeah, not anything great. Pretty much none of the characters I want. I was hoping to get. I mean, there's some of these are fine, I suppose. Um, gosh, it's actually really tempting just to redo this whole account, but no. So yeah, I mean, we got what we got. Pretty much. What's this sad one look like? Not bad. Oof. When I started my main account, I know that one of my free summons had two SSRs in it. I do remember that,
Oh,
and one
really?
of them was Anna. Yeah,
Oh, that's amazing.
but okay,
My pre-select was Katarina. I was like, she summons pirates? That sounds sweet.
right? That does sound sweet. So I guess I'm gonna take my side here and be a little sad, but it is. So go ahead and do yours and see how you do.
Yeah, definitely. So as for mine, what I really want is Roland. I would take Oliver as well, but Roland is kind of like I said earlier, the one who I think will do the carrying early on. Let's see, blah 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 blah. Oh, Greer, not probably making my team, or
Hmm.
here he is. Oswald, not a long-term member, but definitely strong filler, which is
Got villages.
not gonna cut it. All right, there's Oliver. So
Ooh,
this,
that's nice.
despite the rest of this being nothing, that Oliver is definitely a contender. Turpin, not good in my opinion. Not planning on bringing her onto my All Alliance team.
Yeah.
Dracula is not. Arcadia, I think even with the buffs, is not even that exciting. Ingrid would be exciting, but
Mm-hmm.
not. Aurora probably not a carry, but would is definitely a high tier unit. Okay, well I think this game is pretty well decided for me. So how does this work? Do I hit claim?
Yeah, you hit claim and then you can pick
Okay, so
between
hit
you can
claim.
like you can see what the
Oh,
SSR
nice.
was and then you can look at the summon too if you want to, but
So definitely the Oliver is what I'm starting with. Hopefully I'll really be looking for Roland early, but
mm-hmm.
um, I'll have Oliver and Molly to start off my blues.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna move on. Uh, so we've got 31 tickets to use here as part of our initial, like, this is kind of what the game gives you to start with. So I'm going to do my first 30 here. Well, 31, I guess. Why not? Unfortunately, for pretty much these two builds, there's nothing really in exchange we care super about. For my one of my other team, we'll get to it. I actually do really care about one of those, but we're not there yet. So I'm just gonna hit my tens and see what I get. Hey, we got a higher first wish list already. Let's go. And nothing there. And nothing there. Okay, so that's not bad. I'm happy I got a higher. I'm excited
Nice.
to use the cat. So go ahead, Joe.
Okay. Let's see if I can get something. Yeah, none of the wish lists are that great. I'll probably throw in an Oswell if I get it. Oh, so
Oh, we
I didn't
didn't.
mention this,
Yeah.
but we can talk about wish list summons. I left two blank, and because I'm all alliance all the time, I figured I would be desperate for fodder, and having random blue fodder would be better than a random hero. I think I'm already regretting it, but I'm gonna stick with it. I made the decision already. I'll pretend like it was a good idea. I now have a elite SR unit instead of something
Sure.
relevant, so that's cool. Nothing there. Try
I mean, and you can
here.
use them. I mean, you know.
Here. Yeah, I mean, honestly, he's on my team right now. Like,
Yeah, right.
he's one of my best units. So I got nothing really there, but I guess I'll do my one just for fun. This is it. This is the one. It's not the one. Bahat. I'm sorry. Okay. So do we want to switch to our other two accounts now?
Yeah, we can
Okay.
swap out. How do I do here? Back to login. And you did see you can just switch servers and pretty easy.
Yeah. So
Okay.
back to login, switch server, and then back up.
So these two accounts will be on the new server, server 32. So it's kind of an interesting comparison because we got more summon tickets on this server than the other one. We have 33.
Yeah, so we had more summon because it costs 10 to use pre-select. So we had more
Yeah.
summons on on the older
Oh
server.
yeah,
This
yeah.
newer server, we have
Mm-hmm.
less.
Yes. So on this one, so my build, this is going to be Draconia Rising. Um, they have recently buffed, as everyone knows, they buffed a lot of the Draconia heroes because that faction was underperforming pretty severely. And I have been excited by the buffs, and I wanted to try them. So you can see, this is kind of what I have for a wish list. Unfortunately, the way the game is set up, a lot of Draconia units are fighters, and I can only pick one. So I'm not sure how much that's going to hurt me going forward because realistically, I only have 4 units on my wish list, and then my ranger, like we said, he's actually an SR. Because I don't. I mean, I could use Yugo, but I'd almost rather not. I might, and I don't know. I'm a little bit torn on this looking at it because it might be smarter for me just to use Yugo, so I'll have a 5 Draconia to go. That's actually, I think I'm gonna do that. I think I talked myself out of doing that, and I'm just gonna pick Yugo because I already have her, so she'll be Epic Plus. That's probably a wise idea. Okay. Anyways, let's go back and do the pre-selects. There's a Haya. Watch, I'm gonna get like an Anna. Oh, there's a Katarina. Wow. Definitely a better account already. If you could
Yeah.
keep all these. Oh, there's an Obero. Aha, game's tempting me. I got Hydra both times. Probably because I don't like him. Oh, there's the Ogier. Oh, sweet Akaguya. That's good. That's probably gonna be.
Nice.
That's probably gonna be the pick. It won't. Oh, there's an Oswald too. But I do know that
Oh,
I can get Oswald from the exchange this week. Although that stops in 2 days, doesn't it?
it does. We can probably get to 100 by then, depending on how much you play.
Yeah,
There's a lot of tickets early on, and you could even spend
true.
some diamonds early on for it too.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try that because I'd like to make sure and have a Kaguya because I'm a big fan of her. I think she's one of the best for PVE pushing for Journey and stuff. Again, that is my own bias, but because I used her in my main account, so I'm gonna take her. All right, go ahead, Joe.
Okay. So my other account is this is the Starflame account. So my goal is to spend 0 diamonds before Starflame unlocks, and then try to get a Skogul as high as possible. I kept trying to convince myself to go for someone who wasn't Skogul, like Mist or Gi uh, would be nice because then you also get the ones from arena medals. But I don't think either one of them can realistically carry you the way that Skogul can. So um, until I get to chapter 14 where Starflame unlocks, I have to kind of go with a bare bones crew. Um, and what I've decided to do is go for the Ling Anna cheese. So how this works is you put Ling and Anna on the front line, and then Ling will jump behind the person with the highest attack. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. And that will cause ever hopefully at least 4 of the members of the opposing team to group up, and then Anna ults into all of them, and then they all die.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's the theory, and I think I can hack together something that does that cheaply. Um, Molly is here because we get 2 of her at the start, and um, a quick, extremely strong tank, I think, will help carry me through the early game. Delilah is here because once I do get Skogul, I think Delilah is one of the few units that synergizes really well and gives that built-in life steal before we get mana converters 5 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
Teresa is here because Teresa also has an AoE ult like Anna, and if we can bunch up 4 or 5 people into a Teresa ult, I think that's going to be pretty crazy. And uh, Cayuga is here because I feel like she is the best support once I get Go specifically. And until then, I mean, Jade, I agree with you. I think the keeping someone alive after they die is too strong to pass up, and the AoE stun is also really good.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really hoping for an Annie here. I think that's definitely the the easiest ticket. Delilah would also be good. I think stacking a Delilah early probably gets me through the early game pretty fast. But I would take any of these heroes, and I'll be somewhat flexible since I'm spending absolutely no diamonds. Um, Gotta kind of use what the tickets give me. Also, this is really only possible because we're getting so many. Hey, Yurimasa, you would have really been happy with
Yeah,
that.
I would have.
Then all the
Okay.
Draco.
Yeah. Yeah, while you're
I
doing that, that there's one thing I didn't mention is I'm in my Draconian team. I am planning to test Yorimasu as my hyper carry, basically. I think he can be a poor man's Anna, so to speak, like we discussed. So let's see. Oh, there's a Nancy. Hmm.
Nancy, I would definitely like to get someone with some damage at the start. There's Teresa. I'll
There you
probably end
go.
up taking
Yeah,
that one if I don't
that's
get an Anna
nice.
pull. Yeah, I'm up. There's Anna.
Oh,
Gotta take
you
that
got an
one then.
Anna.
Yeah. She's a little awkward before she gets her invulnerability. She's honestly not
Mm-hmm.
the insane hyper carry, but like pretty
Yeah.
much anyone is going to get you through the first few groups, and started with an Anna. So I feel like the villain of this whole series is that first account. That first
Mm-hmm.
account that just, use the best units, just do normal things, don't
Yeah.
put weird constraints on yourself. That's the villain, and right now I feel like I'm beating the villain.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
so this is going to be the hero account. This is the one that's going to take me all the way.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna do my 2 10 pulls here. If I get something interesting, I got a Dracula, so that's a big no. I might use
Nice.
him. But
You might make the team for a little.
yeah, I'm actually gonna do the other 3 just in case I get something interesting, but probably not. Nope. And last one. Okay. And we're not gonna spend money, so that's fine. Go ahead and do yours, and we'll go from
Okay,
there.
let's see what we got. Second Teresa, or
Wow,
first
that's
Teresa
nice.
because we missed him.
Oh
But that's
yeah,
actually really nice.
yeah,
I've
yeah. Good.
got my 2 damage
Mm-hmm.
characters that I'm looking for, and yeah,
Sure.
that interesting that we no one got a second SSR unit
Yeah,
out of their
none of us
some
are.
or I guess third SSR unit because the first one seems like it was a guaranteed wish list,
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
which I did not know. But
Well, no, it
okay,
wasn't
so
because
that's all my
I got
summons.
Dracula on my first 10.
Yeah, but don't you only have 5 of the 6 filled out,
Oh,
or do you
true.
have all?
Uh,
So,
we can check.
so
Oh,
that could be
yeah, I don't want to do
the suffering there.
it. Let's see.
Okay.
Dracula's a warrior, isn't he? Is he a tank? Oh, he's a tank. Yeah, it could
Dracula
be
is
it.
a tank.
He's a tank. See, I don't even know. I don't use him.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, that's kind of our initial polls and setup. We don't want the videos to run too long, so we're gonna stop here for now. So we're shooting for twice a week, and please, as usual on YouTube, give a subscribe to our channel to get notified when we post new videos. And yeah, feel free to at myself in the official Discord. I don't know if you're comfortable with that, Joe, but if you have any questions, please feel free to at me. I'd be happy to answer them on the series or anything like that.
Yeah, definitely. You can at me too. I promise to answer confidently about stuff that I barely understand.
All right, well, we're going to sign off for now, and we will see you on the next video. Bye.